In today's video, I'm going to be making a smaller version of the Apollo missions. The Apollo missions are basically the missions that took the astronauts to the moon. And I'm going to make a smaller version of those, or absolutely the most mini version I can make of those. There are going to be a few mistakes I'll make in the build here, but anyway, let's continue here. So I'm making the main what was supposed to be command service. Spoiler alert, it ended up being my lander as well because of reasons. And I should have remembered to have actually added some way to actually rotate this craft, because literally that is enjoyable. This entire video is funny, so stick to the end and probably get some popcorn because I absolutely struggle. This one. So yes, currently building the lander and the main command service module. As you can see, they're literally sitting on a launcher. Plus, before you ask how this doesn't have enough delta V to get the Kerbal home, I'm going to straight up tell. I actually at the end set the re-entry to 40% hit damage and not 100%, and it was because the Kerbal kept burning up and I tried to re-enter her. I'm not sure. This is not Jeb at least on the mission. I think Jeb was on some other mission at this point. So, what I am doing currently is adding the boosters. Again, remember, if you want to get this craft file, go to my Patreon, link in the description. Remember that. And so, or else you try building it yourself. Just remember, please don't redistribute this craft with anyone without. And if you want to ever use my craft, please give some credit. And lift off. Yep, I've added a few extra changes which I forgot, and then this is what happened. I switched with the wrong camera and had to revert to launch again. So here you go. And here is lift off. One thing I would recommend though is to make your own small Apollo missions. You can see that flag up, I think we're in Canva, and that's going to be the main thumbnail image now, I would recommend you do your own Apollo replicas due to the fact that can actually help you improve in Kerbal. Like, if you are feeling like you want a challenge, this is a good mission to do. It's quite fun. Even though it was also quite annoying to have to, like, you will see later in the video, I'm not spoiling it now. Launching to orbit was also quite hard due to the fact that the Kerbal kept wanting to burn up. Yes. But if you remember one thing though, if you ever want to give some advice on how to make these videos a little better, give it in the comments. And also while you're down, check out my other videos and check out my main channel page, like, because most of the audience is not talking in Hindi, so So yeah, just check out my channel page and also subscribe, since that really helps out a lot. And thank you to everybody who has gotten my previous shot, my Starship landing shot to 5,800 views at least by the time I'm doing this voiceover. So thank you to all. Also thank you to the 2 new people who subscribed. I hope you'll enjoy my content. Yes. Yeah, I was getting little, I can't talk for long. As you can see, this is where I realized, wait a minute, why did I do such a thing? That's when I went like, okay. So, one thing which I will recommend to you all, if you all ever try this mission, is to try getting it. Don't try doing how I did, because this is stupid and not how you should be doing it. Use at least one proper command pod for this instead of a seat, because that has so many extra useful things. Especially it has SAS. Also, how is the view of this thing just slowly drifting away from the main craft? I used the hull cam mod, so I would, okay, is this a beautiful thing? That's going to be a my main thumbnail on the previous one. And so, yeah. So now I am plotting my lunar orbit burn here. And let's warp time up to the burn. So, yes, the jump scare I could not find the wood. Yeah, also the lander is horrible control, and not having the SAS mod, not SAS modules, whatever it's called, was really annoying because that meant I could barely even use this lander. So I just guess what I did. Just guess what I did. I'll tell you when it happens. And again, remember to watch to the end of this video. It's really interesting and fun. And here we are arrived at the burn. Here we are. And it looks like, yep, I have to use the engine gimbal. So what happened was I have to use the engine gimbal to turn this thing. So I'm losing fuel by the second, and this is not meant to waste fuel. Like too much fuel wasted creates problems. Yeah, how was that fade in, fade out? Yep. This is going to be, I think, one of the final few landing attempts. Due to I had so many failed attempts, it was like a half an hour to an hour of failed attempts. And there goes the main lander thing that was supposed to land. And then I don't know why, but I loaded that quick save. Yeah, I know why actually now. Here we go. Now we are refilling the entire main thing with the lander's fuel. Then what I end up doing, yeah, I see that I did not see this that time, but now I'm realizing that. So my FOV, I did not reset it properly. I don't know how to reset it. If anybody knows, tell me in the comments again. And here is me doing one of my final few landing attempts. I think this one fails. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this one fails because I go too fast. The thing is, this craft, this makeshift lander is way easier to control than the main lander. And as you can see, I think if I had done a more efficient ascent, we could have actually gotten this. The problem is this is not meant for landing and it tips over. So I just create a quick save called Smapollo. I end up not using that quick save at all for some reason. Here you go, let's walk this Kerbal on the surface, plant the flag. And this is not going to be I did not remember the quick save name, so I had to do it all again. I do not know why did I not try to push the craft towards the area where there are less rocks, so it would be easier not to crash. Even though if I could bump off a rock and just lift off, it could also be quite a useful thing to have. I created another quick save and did not work. So I loaded that quick save after the flag. And you can see over here what happens. Wow, that was very action when that happened, seriously. So we again load a quick save, and this was a few attempts. It took about half an hour to an hour. And I was like, come on, just why didn't this work when that happened? It all I took off properly and then crashed myself. Why? And then here the Kerbal got ejected again, so you know. In this attempt, it all was looking good until it crashed. In this attempt, I'm not sure what happened, I don't remember. Yeah, this attempt did not work, it exploded. I'm surprised the Kerbal has always survived in all of these ones. I think this is the last attempt. Yes, what I did was quickly take off, go to the 90-degree vector, knowing that I don't have enough fuel to reach back. I quick saved after that quickly, and I was like, finally this worked. Finally, it took at least an hour of trying. I only shot some of the best attempts, even though it was about even just boring attempts. I just shot some of the best attempts and skipped the rest. You can see we are soon going to orbit. I forgot to turn on the engine. I'm still time working. When is I going to look back here finally? So I'm just trying to use every bit of fuel, and as you can see, we are out of fuel. We are not reached where Kerbal, like where we should be. So I have to. First I thought of EVA push one, but that was like too hard trying to balance everything as well. So as you can see, this is what happened. So after some time I thought of leaving one sphere of influence like this and then trying to get a gravity assist, which then I could first try EVA push. If that did not work, just EVA the Kerbal and just only get the Kerbal home. I could try a gravity assist to get everything home. That is what I ended up doing because reasons. I should really have not wasted my fuel here though, seriously. I hate myself for doing this. Because you'll find out that we really needed a lot of fuel, as much fuel as possible. Later. So we are now just finding any good trajectory which could around the month that could get us back to Kerbal. Then after that the Kerbal would have enough fuel. The problem was the best was like 20 meters per second. But this Kerbal was not going to be good enough for that. So you know what I ended up doing. After trying a little and then just giving up, I chose to ignore this craft, ditch it into this orbit. I know the polar bears, no, space polar bears, not, or the solar bears are not so happy with me, but you know, and they are not real. The space polar bears are not real. Now I can see 20 angry commenters saying, no, they are real. Why are you not protecting them? Why does that happening in my comment section now? No need to tell me. They are not real in reality. So yes. So now what am I doing? Yeah, I now chose that I'm leaving the seat with this Kerbal. I'm trying to get her/him like back to Kerbal alone. Like I can't see anything on this like small kid in live preview window. So you know. Yeah, me trying to plot maneuver notes, so I just choose to, make it over here. And as you can see, we got a trajectory into Kerbal's atmosphere with a gravity assist. So it looks like the man is helping us here. You can see a gravity assist into Kerbal's atmosphere. No, a gravity assist that almost brings us into Kerbal's atmosphere. I still have to slow down a bit, then quick save, I think. When I went to quick save, I thought 66 would be high enough. I think that 66 I chose, but it wasn't, so I had to go with 68 kilometers. As you could see, 64 it was cooler, so I had to go with like 68. I think I went with a 66. Whatever, I don't remember. Here you go. I quick saved after this first most usage of this re-entry fuel, which I basically should have loaded this quick save and saved some extra fuel, because I basically left barely any fuel because the remaining fuel was used for raising my peri-apsis or my aqua-apsis because we were about to burn up. Still burnt up later, so I had to reduce re-entry. This is why I reduced re-entry to about 40%, and I think I could have stayed well with like 60 or 70%. I'm not sure, because I could not be bothered to continue seriously. And now I'll just address why I've not been here for a while. It was because I was just losing motivation again. Plus, I've actually been working on a few other YouTube channels. I will keep them secret for now, because if I tell them on this channel, you all will get mad at me. That channel will be destroyed, so you know. I'm keeping that secret for now. As you can see, this final re-entry, I think that would have been, which is not going so well so far. Yep, I just checked my re-entry settings, created a quick save. And then one last re-entry thing. I'm basically almost out of re-entry propellant as you see over here. I tried to use the jetpack, but that solution did not work. Loaded a quick save, tried a few times, you know what happens. I mean, we have been 15 minutes into this video and I've already ran out of topics to say that, 2 minutes, which I have to just struggle along for. So yes, why don't I talk about just something not related to the video, because that's what I end up doing anyway. So yes, so recently I've actually been working on some projects as well, some code projects. I will keep them secret for now. I will tell them later. I also got a new telescope. I think it's a mid 150 some telescope, something like that. I got a new telescope, which if you have any ideas for my first few things to target it on, please tell me, because the other people who have asked telling something like Pluto, and my reaction is I'll try, but I'm 90 billion% sure it's not going to work so much, because of the fact that Pluto is going to barely be visible. So the best way I could get Pluto and Charon is literally just seeing a moving dot. Also, I think now we are already almost done with this mission here. And you can see we are getting this Kerbal back to Kerbal. So, yeah, let's continue. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe.